3 Eastern Conference Finals. The Toronto Raptors come into Game 3 up 2 games to none. Will their relentless desire thrust them to a third straight victory? The scenery changes to hostile ground as they face off.
Thanks for joining us for the Eastern Conference Finals on 2K Sports. A make-or-break game tonight with the series standing at 2-0. This is Brian Anderson. You look at the Pistons, it's starting to feel like a must-win game for them.
It really is. I mean, it's not panic time yet. A win here, and they're right back in this series with Game 4 being played in front of their own fans.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Toronto Raptors. Barrett is the 3, Barnes will play the 4. Then there's Dick, then there's Wembanyama, and it's Skinny in at the 1. Out to Thompson from behind the arc. Drills it from deep.
And that gets us rolling. Ooh, what a tremendous atmosphere here tonight.
You get the sense there is a level of intensity right out of the gates.
Here's Skinny. He's watched by Cunningham. Oh, he muscles it in through the contact. They call the foul, and he's on his way to the line.
There's no quitting this guy. He just gives you great effort, and he continues to give you great production.
Toronto shooting their first free throw of the evening. And so Cunningham will bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. Uneasy, too, on the layup.
Getting up close and personal. Cunningham knows he can get his shot to go inside.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
I briefly spoke with Jamie Bickerstaff. We talked about his matchup against the highly touted Victor Wembanyama. Coach told me Victor's combination of speed and size creates a lot of problems on both ends of the floor, so we've got to play a physical brand of basketball to just keep him out of rhythm. It'll be interesting to see how that affects him.
Okay, thanks, Allie.
Oh, man, the defender really went after him.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one, and he drops it first. Stewart hits them both.
You can tell when he steps to the line the kind of confidence he has in himself. It's written all over his body language.
Here's Skinny. It's Barnes on the wing. Pass to Barrett. 6 on the shot clock. From deep three-point land. And Ivy pulls it down.
We all know he's a good shooter, but from that distance, I don't think so.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line.
Toronto has gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. Skinny passes to Barrett. Thompson with some nice D.
And that closeout certainly made a difference.
Well, no question, he altered that shot, and most of the time, that's just as good as blocking it.
Here's Holland. He's guarded by Barnes. And here's Cunningham outside. Toronto grabs the miss. And what a run they've had in these playoffs. Only 3 losses getting to this point.
Well, we're deep into the playoffs. Only dropping 3 games is pretty incredible. They've played fantastic team basketball.
Pass to Holland. Now here's Thompson. Ivy outside. Let's go with a 3. The basket's good. Off the assist from Thompson.
Yeah, well, Ivy is working towards being a consistent three-point scorer, and the results speak for themselves.
Wembanyama, screen on Cunningham. Here's Skinny. Can't cash it in from close range.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
For Toronto, they've gone just 3 for 7 here at the start. Pass to Wembanyama. Knocks it loose.
defending him so loosely.
Here's Thompson. Count it. Good. Thompson's got 5.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Wembanyama screen. Here's Skinny. And again, no good by Toronto.
Right now trying to get into a rhythm, but so far this quarter, boy, he is struggling to make anything go down.
And their offense looking like a well-oiled machine.
And timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. The Raptors have gone 4 for 7 in the second quarter. So the Raptors 5 right now. They've got Walter, and it's Skinny in at the 1.
What the hell?
Here's Cunningham. A chance there to take the lead, but a miss. The Raptors with a lead. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks. Well, Skinny in their last game against the Pistons was simply terrific. He dropped in 16 points and he was dialed in from long distance. Remember, he also was great on strike. He's busted out this year, playing with a lot of confidence. He's a player to watch moving forward.
Yeah, Allie, he put forth a commanding performance and led the charge for his squad.
Yeah, it's clear this guy is unafraid. He relishes the opportunity to take over for his team.
I think he's got to find the appropriate balance between not forcing it and not settling.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Skinny passes to Dick. Drops it. Dick's got 6 in the quarter.
Trading the lead back and forth. Neither side is willing to back down.
And right now, you love the chess match, right? The ability of each side to adjust to what the other is doing.
Oh, what a move by Cunningham inside.
They have no answer defensively inside.
Toronto, they've gotten over 50% of their shots to go. 5 for 9 in the second. Here's Skinny. Off target with the 3.
I think he's gone completely dry. Nothing is hitting.
And this is where you hope that he can find something easy so he can see the ball go through the net.
Toronto's gotten only 4 of 9 from beyond the arc here in the second. Pass to Paxson. Here's Cooper. It's stolen by Nurkic.
Ne. Ya, ini mau ngasih kurir.
Sasser inside. Down low. Nurkic throws it down.
That's just about size right there.
Ini gol.
Big Nurk, get up and get down.
Toronto trailing. There's a minute 40 left in the first half of this one. Got a piece of it. Sasser outside to the middle. Jones. Oh, a dunk and a foul! A powerhouse!
Lu mau beli.
Got a chance for one more at the line. Grady Dick picks one up. A big group substitution here for Detroit. Stewart, he's checked in for Nurkic. Holland comes in for Fontecchio. Thompson, he's checked in for Kate Cunningham. And Ivy subbed in for Sasser.
Heady play to stop that easy layup right there. I mean, make him earn it at the line.
And the Pistons making a change here. Sasser's checked in. Both good from the line that time. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. And J.B. Bickerstaff decides to call timeout. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. Stewart, right side. Pass to Thompson. We've got 1:08 left in the second quarter. Shot clock at 6. Rebound Toronto. Here's Skinny. Oh, down on the breakaway
execution. Nice job hustling, and as a result, he gets rewarded with the bucket.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
The three from Thompson. Another miss. He's 2 for 4.
One reason this game is so tight is because both teams are hitting the boards with reckless abandon. And they seem to have a hard time picking good shots in the first quarter, but it's all coming together now for them here.
Ivy passes to Stewart. And here's Sasser. And here's Ivy from the arc. Knocks down the triple. Ivy's got 6.
What a quick trigger. Ivy has it, and now he does it. What a release.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Skinny. 11 points in the game. Wembanyama scanning the floor. Shoots over Stewart. And another basket for Toronto. Oh man, this has been an absolute battle in the first half.
Each team trying to establish itself. The lead just keeps going back and forth.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that's been very close so far. Toronto out front. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out there for the start of the third quarter, right after the break.
They found an advantage in the painted area and they're exploiting it.
And welcome back to our coverage of Game 3 on 2K Sports. Cunningham and Ivy work together as the backcourt. Isaiah Stewart out there with Holland. And it's Thompson in at small forward. That's J.B. Bickerstaff's 5 as we get going in the second half. 5 to shoot. Puts up a deep 3. The shot, no good. And for the Raptors, they're shooting the ball at 46% from the floor. To the inside. Here's Wembanyama. Oh, Wembanyama throws it down.
I'm always worried about Victor's head hitting the rim.
And so Cunningham will bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. It's a 3-point game. Pass to Holland. 3-pointer. It's rebounded by Barrett. Here's Toronto with the ball. Barnes in the post. Defended by Thompson. Barnes, no good. Detroit has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the third. There's Cunningham with a 3. He can't get it to go.
Boy, that makes him 0 for 3 to start the second half. Not the start you were hoping for here.
Skinny passes to Barrett. Wembanyama, screen on Stewart. Offensive rebound.
Boy, a wide open shot from his favorite spot. That is one he'd like to have back.
Pass to Holland. Over a minute and a half now into this third quarter action. Back to Stewart. All sorts of time. It's hauled in by Wembanyama. Wembanyama's got 4 rebounds in the game.
Boy, yet another missed opportunity here. Whatever they talked about at halftime, it's not working.
Skinny. And the Raptors miss again.
And just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
Pass to Stewart. Ivy with the ball for the tie. And again, no good by Detroit.
Scoreless in their first 5 attempts since halftime. It's getting ugly.
Nice shot by Skinny.
You know, they're really being bullied right now defensively.
Teléfono, dog.
8 of the last 10 points have come from inside.
Ivy outside. Back to Cunningham. Pass to Thompson. Lets the 3 fly. Rebound Toronto. Wembanyama's got 5 rebounds in the game. Barnes passes to Skinny. And stolen by Cunningham. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Again, the miss by the Pistons. Raptors lead by 5. Outside Barnes. It's Barrett on the wing. Pass to Skinny. The three. Connects from downtown. Skinny's got 16 points.
And his fantastic performance from the last game has carried over to tonight.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing every player is searching.
And for Toronto, they're shooting at 45% of the game so far. So the Raptors 5 right now. They've got Scotty Barnes, also Shepherd out there, and it's Walter in at the 2. Over to the left wing. Here's Skinny. Rebound Detroit.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively.
Sasser outside. Rejected by Barnes.
Send it back, Scotty Barnes. Show off that defensive acumen.
Four on the clock. The Pistons need to get one up quick.
Well, their shooting is not where they want it to be here in the second half, especially if they want to chase down that lead.
Here's Shepherd, defended by Jones. Pass to Skinny. Barnes the screen. Here's Skinny. No good.
Well, they have the advantage, but you still feel like this guy needs to find a way to get himself going.
Here's Sasser. Again, the miss by the Pistons. Toronto leading by 10. Back to Barnes. Pass to Shepherd. Here's Skinny. Here's Walter. He's watched by Cunningham. Here's Skinny. They get it back.
Well, this is what we call your big man playing big. Terrific work on the glass.
Inside. And with that one, the deficit dropped to single digits.
This is why he put the ball in his hands. An accurate pass hitting a moving target.
And Darko Rajakovic has called a timeout. He is not messing around, calling them into the hunt. And the Pistons will go for a different look here. Stewart, he's checked in for Jusuf Nurkic. Holland comes in for Fontecchio. Thompson, he's checked in for Jones. And Ivy subbed in for Sasser. Here's Skinny. Back to Barrett. Three-pointer. A rebound by Stewart. Pistons trail by 8. Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rush pressure offensively. They could really use a basket.
Cunningham passes to Thompson. Thompson with a screen.
Ah.
There's Cunningham with a 3. Cunningham confident in his range.
Measuring that corner triple very well. I like seeing Cunningham bury these types of shots.
If you're just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Skinny passes to Wembanyama. And right through it goes.
Come on. 7+ feet guys like Wemby, they aren't supposed to be that fluid shooting.
Here's Cunningham. And again, it's Detroit converting.
Not afraid of taking big shots. Cunningham rises to the occasion and delivers.
Here's Skinny. That's to Dick. Launches a 3. And that bucket makes him 6 for 10 in the contest.
And this is how he shines. He's a big part of their floor spacing.
And right now, Greg, he is doing a great job delivering for this team, productive and efficient.
Pass to Barnes. Now Wembanyama. And he got the whistle on the way up, so he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
For obvious reasons, it's hard to truly contest Wembanyama without fouling.
That's good. Going 1 of 2 from the line. And that makes it a 7-point lead. And so Cunningham will bring it up for Detroit. So far in the fourth, they've allowed just 6 points. And again, it's Detroit.
And you can tell Cunningham is a very determined player, refusing to give up on the situation.
Skinny passes to Wembanyama. Wembanyama, screen on Cunningham. Outside Barnes, just 5 to shoot. The Raptors need to get off a shot. 3, Barrett. No luck on that one.
Oh, it's a great effort defensively. Get a hand up in the face of a shooter. It's so important.
Pass to Ivy.
Big time stuff from Ivy, a prime time player on display.
7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Expect them to take their time this trip down.
Yeah, BA, the clock is theirs to burn.
16 seconds left in the game. Wembanyama, screen on Cunningham. Skinny. The layup will turn. And J.B. Bickerstaff decides to call timeout. Didn't want to take any chances in this situation, which is why he called the TO. From a coaching perspective, what are the keys to focus on here?
Tricky situation here. They need some kind of bucket to stay alive.
And it's either got to be a three-pointer or a score quickly and take the three.
And looking to even the score with a huge 3.
Greg, this is all about execution. Can you free an open man from the three-point line? That's what it comes down to.
Getting a little desperate at this stage. I mean, the clock's the big factor.
He hits the first one, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. And so he drops them both, and it's a 5-point game.
Well, you love a guy who gets himself to the line, takes his time, and makes the free throws. Complete professional.
And here's Ivy from the arc. And so Toronto takes the win, and now that they're up 3-0.
Another day, another win. It works.
Lupa yun di mana ay.
Gotta
Dia
win this
betul
game
sih
tonight.
biar antar sampai sekalian di bandara baru Ismail toh. Sampai bandara nah. Sedikit lah ya.
Hottest team in the
Ini
land
aja.
is on this group.
Sehingga tarik uang.
Eastern Conference.
Taking a look at Detroit. Greg, they're on the ropes, but I think they're playing for pride tonight. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, where's your head at? Are you ready to start that summer vacation, or are you determined not to go quiet?
Here are the five for the Raptors. In at the forward spots, we'll see Barrett and Barnes. Skinny is out there again, and it's Wembanyama in at the center position. And so it's the Pistons getting on the board first. Here is Skinny. Barnes outside. Pass to Wembanyama. Shot clock at 5, and he banks in the layup. Overcoming contact inside is something Wembanyama is pretty accustomed to. Now, let's send it over to David All, who was able to talk with J.B. Bickerstaff.
So we started to talk about R.J. Barrett. Coach complimented him, saying he's got great energy, a great build, and he knows how to score. So I'm telling you guys to stick to him like glue and just keep the pressure on. We'll see if that high-pressure defense can shut Barrett down tonight. Kevin?
Okay, David, much appreciated. And Wembanyama with it. Guarded by Stewart. Wembanyama left side. Jake can't get it to go.
Well defended that time. He's a shooter that the D has to close down on quickly when he's ready to pull the trigger.
Ivy all around him. A three-pointer, no good. And so Wembanyama will bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. And this is a team that, quite frankly, has been incredibly impressive so far in the postseason, with only 3 losses to date.
And to get to this stage of the playoffs and only have 3 losses is really incredible. But they can't get killed away knowing that. The job's not finished.
Yeah, Ivy is looking to hurt you from outside. If he finds his shot, he's taking it. Pass to Barnes. Here is Skinny. Here is Wembanyama. Guarded by Stewart. Wembanyama sets the screen for Barnes. Toronto needs to get off the shot, and they'll turn it over to not get off the shot before second violation. And the Raptors making a change here. Walters checked in. Substitution. Number 14. And it's Barnes with the ball for the Toronto Raptors. 4-point game. They've got Jones. Marcus Sasser is out there with Cade Cunningham. Then it's Simone Fontecchio. And it's Nurkic in at the 5 spot. They're the group Detroit will start the second with. And the basket is good.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a matchup problem for whomever he's facing.
Now Sasser. Still yet to score. Nurkic can't hit. Here's Walter. Pass to Skinny. Barnes screen on Cunningham. Skinny the pass to Barnes. And they're on the break. Jones, no luck. Wow. Missed the easy one right there. Right at the rim. Came up with it.
What?
And he drives in, and they call the foul. So he's got the and 1 chance here to make it a 3-point play.
How about battling through the impact there and then shooting for that basketball?
Jamison is checked in for Detroit. Raptors trail by 5. Here is Skinny.
How?
And the rebound by Nurkic. Detroit's got the 3-point bug tonight. They're taking 15 shots outside the arc. 6 of 15. Double team on Nurkic. The kick out to Cunningham. Detroit, no good that time either. The defense got lucky there. More often than not, he's making that shot.
Tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
For Toronto, they've gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. And that one was different for Detroit. Stewart comes in for Jameson. And Ivy sub in for Marcus Sasser. Dix checked in for the Raptors. Pistons leading by 4. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Skinny, in his last game against Detroit, had a huge game. He added extra points, and his aggressiveness allowed him to make an impact from the charity stripe as well. He's enjoying a breakout season. Performances like this have really become the norm for him. Kevin?
Thank you, D.A. Well, it's amazing the impact he can have on the game.
Yeah, in that last one, he was making plays all over the court. No one could match up with him.
And the important thing now is to keep that momentum going. You want a player building on his positive results.
Sold it. And what a fake from Barnes. And got the defense to commit.
For Toronto, they have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight, and he knocks down the first one. Holland, he's checked in for the Pistons. Asar Thompson comes in for Jones. And Toronto has to make a switch. Wembanyama's checked in. Here's Cunningham. It's rebounded by Scotty Barnes. Raptors trail by 5. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Pass to Skinner. On deep. Rebounded by Cade Cunningham. The Pistons have gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter, going just 1 for 5. Ivy kicks to Holland. Here's the 3. And it's Toronto with the rebound. They come into this game following a tremendous win on Wednesday.
You know what? Sometimes it's hard to say whether or not defensively you were on your game. But the bottom line is their opponent didn't shoot it well. And you got to take some of the credit from a defensive standpoint.
Yeah, you're right. It's normally a bit of poor shooting and good defense.
Now here's Thompson. After the mission, Skinner to the middle. And right by Stewart. 1:35 left in the first half of the game. Here's Skinner. And again, no good by Toronto.
I'm not sure if he's going to be able to shoot his way out of this one or not.
Down low, here's Cunningham. And Barnes sends it back.
Oh, tremendous defense there from Barnes. That 7'2" wingspan coming in handy.
And Thompson sends it back. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thompson. Detroit making a switch here. Sasser's checked in. Raptors also changing it up. Cooper, he's checked in for Barnes. And Shepard subbed in for Bolton. Use the rim to protect the ball, I think. Here's Skinny. He's covered by Sasser.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys. And it hasn't been by accident.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Pistons.
Yeah, the thing about hitting early threes, it spaces the floor and makes things a lot easier offensively.
And it seems they've also put an emphasis on moving the ball, working to rotate around the defense and find those quality looks.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Scotty Barnes is checked in for Cooper. And R.J. Barrett subbed in for Shepard.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guy at the right time.
Yeah, come on, they're just having their way out there and continuing to press you again.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Now, here's Ivy. Here's Holland. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Over Barnes. Holland, no good. And here we go. Fast break. Barnes has got it.
His competitiveness showing through. That's an aggressive finish.
Yeah, and getting out in transition allows for some easy points before that defense is fully set.
And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so